Hi everyone, I hope my previous videos has been useful and educational for you guys. In today's video I'm planning to talk about how many children you can have once you found your premises and the ratios of staff to children. So join me in this video to find all these things, and I hope you enjoy it. You can't have any number of children in your premises. There is a particular number of children you can have per square meter. This is very important how you work out and decide how many children you are going to have in your setting. The main important thing to remember is this is a legal requirement. It is set by Ofsted and there's strict regulations about it. So you have to make sure you don't get this, you get this correctly. You don't make a mistake in this area. So let's go on to talk about this further now. What you need to think of is the ages of children. Babies, they classify Ofsted classify babies as from 0 to 2 years old. This is very important because babies and the toddlers or the preschoolers can't be in the same room. Babies especially need to have their own separate area, own separate section in the setting. In terms of the babies, ratio to staff is every 3 babies you need to have 1 member of staff. Ratio is again a very strict legal requirement and you must abide by this. You cannot have 4 babies and 1 member of staff. So if you have 4 babies, you must have 2 members of staff. And then if you have 9 babies, you must have 3 members of staff. So that's how the ratio changes. So for babies under 2 years old, the ratio is 1 member of staff to 3 children. When you say toddler, Ofsted classify toddlers as from 2 to 3 years of age. Toddlers who are 18 months and above, they can be together with with the toddlers, the 2 to 3 year olds. It's good practice to slowly ease them into the toddlers rather than sending them straight away into the toddlers who are 2 years old. There is a difference between toddler ratio and the baby and staff ratio. So for the toddlers, you need to have 1 member of staff to every 4 children, whereas babies it was 1 member of staff to every 3 children. Toddlers 1 member of staff to every 4 children. And so for the preschoolers, Ofsted classify preschoolers as 3 to 5 year olds. Their ratio is also different from the babies and the toddlers. For preschoolers, for every 8 children you need to have 1 member of staff. On the other hand, if you have a member of staff who is a qualified teacher who has gained a qualified teacher status, then you can have that member of staff to 13 preschool children who are 3 to 5 years of age. So to summarize, for babies who are under 2, you need to have 1 member of staff to every 3 children. For toddlers who are between 2 and 3 years of age, you need to have 1 member of staff to every 4 children. And for preschoolers, you need to have 1 member of staff to every 8 children who are between 3 to 5 years of age, or if it's a qualified teacher who holds a qualified teacher status, then for that QTS, the ratio could be 1 to 13, 1 qualified teacher status to 13 children. Once you've obtained your setting, you're going to wonder how many children can I have in each room. Like I said earlier, this is a legal requirement and you have to abide by these. There's very strict, clear guidance in Ofsted handbooks for you to find out about how many children and how many children you can have in each room. Later in this video, I will be explaining how many you can have, and I worked out an example to show you how to work this out. So when trying to figure out how many children to have, there are many factors you need to consider. They are, for example, furniture in the room, hallways, toilet, storage, or any other things that is going to take space apart from the children. So let's say, for example, in your toddler room, you're going to have furniture, cupboards, tables, chairs. You even may have a changing room or changing area. So the space that's taken for these furniture, etc., must be deducted when calculating the number of children you are able to have. So for the numbers now, let's say your room length and width, you need to calculate the total area, total square meters of your room. Say now for the baby room, let's say for example your length of the room is 10 meters and the width is 8 meters. So the total area would be 80 square meters. So for that, just because it's 80 square meters, you cannot fill children for the whole of the 80 square meters. Like I said before, you need to remember the furniture, any tables, chairs, etc. you may have within your setting. So the easiest way is just room by room, calculate the total square meter of each room and then go from there. Okay, so now you've calculated the total square meters of your room, which is 80 square meters. So for babies, for every baby, you need to have 3.5 square meters. So to find out total number of babies for the room, you would divide that total area of your baby room, which is 80 square meters, by 3.5 square meters per baby, which gives you a number which is 22 babies. But this is considering that you don't have any furniture, any chairs, tables within the room. So now you must decide roughly how much space is taken by the furniture, the toys, and the tables and the chairs, and deduct that square meters by the total number. So now let's look at considering all the furniture, etc. you have within the room. Roughly calculating the amount, the space that the furniture would take. Let's say you would deduct 20 square meters from the room. So that leaves you with a total of 60 square meters for the children. So that means you would divide the 60 square meters by 3.5, which gives you a total number of 17 babies for the room. So as you can see the clear difference and the importance of getting this right, because as I said earlier, this is a legal requirement. Don't forget to roughly measure the furniture, etc. you have within the room. So now let's look at the toddler room. Like the earlier calculation, the total square meter of the room is 80 square meters, and you would divide it by 2.5 square meters. So for toddlers, every toddler should have 2.5 square meters to play. So that would give you a total number of 32 toddlers. But like I said again, you have to deduct all the furnitures, etc. you have within the room. So you would deduct, let's say for example, 20 square meters from your total room size. That would give you again 60 square meters. So you need to divide this number into by 2.5. So which will give you 24 toddlers for this room with 60 square footage. So last but not least, let's look at the preschoolers. Same way, you would deduct the amount you need for the furniture, etc. The legal requirement for the preschoolers from 3 to 5 year olds is 2.3 square meters per child. So you would you would divide 60 by 2.3, which will give you 26 children for the preschoolers. So this is just all three examples I've used here. They're purely just example for you to get an idea. The important thing for you to remember is the correct amount of children, correct number of children you can have is not the 80 square footage divided by 2.3. The correct number is after deducting what you need for the furniture. If you have any comments, questions about this requirement, please let me know. Inbox me, and I'll be more than happy to answer and help out. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye for now.